Hello and welcome to The Real Deal. Today we're celebrating the release of brand new football gangster film Top Dog. It stars Leo Gregory and is directed by Spandau Ballet's finest Martin Kemp, who we caught up with to find out what makes Top Dog a top movie.
Mr. Evans, I presume.
Guys, firstly, huge congratulations on the BIFs this weekend.
Oh, thank you.
How does it feel? How important was it for you guys to win this slew of awards?
It's important to. It's not. It's not important. It's just lovely to have a tap on the back saying well done. Especially you make a film like this where it's low budget, independent. I can't tell you how hard it is. First of all to get a film off the ground, and then to actually finish it, pull it over the finish line. For someone to slap you on the back and say well done is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And Leo, for you as well, best actor.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, very very nice surprise, and very much appreciated, and echoing that. And nice to get a pat on the back and say you're in the right direction.
It was a good night, just generally, apart from the awards.
It was, but yesterday was terrible. I ate about 4 million calories. Spent the whole day looking around the cupboards. Is everything that one?
Now, I absolutely loved Top Dog. Thought it was a fantastic film. Huge supporter of British film with The Real Deal here. Can you just talk a little bit about how it all came about and obviously how you guys both got involved with this?
Weirdly enough for me, usually it's the other way around, but for this one, and what attracted me to this one was, I'd known Dougie for a long time. We did a film together, Green Street, a few years back, and so we'd kept in contact, and he's got a few little projects that he was trying to get off the ground, so we met for a drink, and he told me about a book called Top Dog that he had. He said that he wanted to make it into a film. I said, I know just the person, Jonathan Southcott. We all got together. Jonathan's good friends with Martin. Martin was in LA at the time. We had a few Skype meetings. Martin, luckily for us, agreed to come on board. And then it really started motoring from there. Many script meetings later, which Martin was great for because we couldn't really see through the long grass at that point. And then we were on the set and, blinked and then we'd wrapped because it really was that quick a shoot.
Was it quite a daunting thing to come on board with this? I mean, obviously there's a lot of these type of films out there to try and make it something different. What makes this stand out?
I can tell you that. That's a good question because it was one of the most important things in my head because I've seen a lot of these films. And for me, when I looked at them, the most important thing that they all focused in on was the fighting. Yeah. How you can shoot the fights differently. Is it slowed down? Is it sped up? Is it MTV violence? And that seemed to be the most important thing. I didn't want to make a film like that. I said to the guys, this film has got to be about performance. It's about what happens behind closed doors. After the boys go home. The most interesting thing for me is never about filming action. The most interesting thing for me as a director is about watching the guys perform, and that's what I get the most out of. And I think that's what this film is. It's a performance film.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking of performances, I mean, there's one-upmanship in this, but there's also a lot of vulnerability between your character and Ricci Harnett's character. It's a massive contrast between the two of them. Did you guys work together in preparation for this, or was there massive standoffs?
No, again, I've known Ricci for quite a few years, but we've never actually worked together. No, I'm going to have to say that those elements, that was clearly something that I wanted to bring to the character, but again, it was very much having Martin at the helm because a lot of these kind of films and you have your anti-hero or whatever and you're in a violent world, a lot of times you see films and it's like, they'll have their mate, oh, he's my mate, oh, he's my mate, oh, he's mate, oh, the mate dies, oh, well, either he was your mate and it really, really affects you, or why have you been telling us that he's your mate for so long? Because if he disappears and you're really not bothered, or you have a fight and, someone gets hit with a brick in the head and then 2 minutes later they're up there giving it it's not real, so even if there was a moment on the set with testosterone and the boys are around and maybe one had an inclination to give it the hard man bit, you wouldn't, not you wouldn't be allowed to, but Martin, to the benefit of the film, would not let that happen, because that's not what we were trying to tell. I mean, if we were telling that story, the female characters wouldn't have been so prevalent, you know. So we were all about, and Martin was all about the reality of the situation and not glamorizing it, and just being real, you know.
And I suppose, well, there are audiences out there who do love that type of movie making. You know, there is a huge fan base for that, but there are also, I mean, a huge amount of critics who do not like that and are very vocal about that as well. I mean, how does this, in a way, how would you address kind of that situation within this? Because it will naturally, I suppose, in terms of just initially fall into that before people start watching the film. How will you?
Well, when you make a film like that, you have to decide what you want to see, what you want to put on the screen. And as long as you're comfortable with that, you have to take the hits and the praises. You know, in the same way everyone was being handed out awards the other night, you have to take the hits on the other. That's, you know, that's making any piece of drama or any piece of art. You know, what you aim at is to try and get as many people to see it as possible. And along the way, there's going to be people there that think, oh, it should have been made another way or whatever. But that's producing any form of art, whether it's just a painting. You know, so you have to be prepared for that. But you have to be true to yourself. You know, an artist doing a painting, Picasso doing a painting, wouldn't say, oh, I won't paint those big ears on him because no one's going to like him. He paints them on because he believes in it, you know, even though I think it was quite weird. But that's what he did, and that's what you have to do. You have to be strong to your beliefs, you know. And also on this film, what we tried to do was to make it a kind of more collaborative effort, so that right from the beginning, Dougie, who had the original book, was open to all sorts of ideas. There was never once when I would say to him, but what if we did this? He would never once come back at me and say, but it's not in the original book. But he was always open. Leo had great ideas. His casting ideas were fantastic. It was everybody's effort, artistic efforts were put into a kind of melting pot. And that's what we've come up with.
And do you think that's the secret to kind of its success? I mean, obviously.
I think, you know, is it the secret to success? I'm not sure. I suppose that will be seen, you know, later on. But all I can say is that for me is the only way to work. You know, when I walk onto the set, I will always say to the actors, here's my idea, but if you've got a better idea how we're going to do this, you know, then let's use it. Because I'm not going to have the best idea shooting off and never be seen again.
Sure.
We will always take the best idea and then go forward with it, as in the same way that you would do in when you're rehearsing a play.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. And with this certain particular type of genre of British filmmaking, I mean, what direction would you like to see it take? Because we do have an issue with some critics do like to love to hate this kind of filmmaking. I mean, what would you say to them, and you know, what do you think the next steps are really to get us?
I would say to those, I mean, yeah, there definitely are people, you know, who, without even seeing a frame of any given movie, will say, I hate that genre and therefore I hate that film. But I mean, I think there's enough people in the world and enough different outlets for media these days. You know, listen, I'm not going to go and... I may not want to watch a period drama every night, but I'm not going to go and slate a period drama because it's a period drama. You have to take every piece of work on its own merit. And beyond that, not that by any means will we pandering to them, but I would hope that a percentage of the naysayers would see what we've tried to do in terms of telling the knock-on effect and telling the story of what happens behind closed doors, and you know, the female characters aren't just TNA and lip gloss, you know, and I think, so I would hope, I mean, right, so are they all going to love it? No, they're not. But if a percentage, small or otherwise, go, do you know what, I see what they're doing and I appreciate them for doing that, and it's a different take on it, that'd be job done. But ultimately, discussion is the thing. If you don't want anyone to discuss your painting, your photograph, your film, be it in a good or bad light, then you're in the wrong business, because we put ourselves out there to be open for discussion, be it negative or positive.
Yeah, and then all you're going to do is produce what everyone else has produced, you know. So let's do something slightly different.
Totally, absolutely. Just one final question. We're here at The Real Deal. We absolutely adore British filmmaking. We really want to support it. What is it that you guys love about British filmmaking?
I think because it's in our hearts, isn't it? It's where you come from. You understand it. It kind of comes out of your pores, doesn't it? You know, we're both Londoners, different sides of the fence. You know, Arsenal, Tottenham, but we're basically the same people. You know, and it's great. You know, it's great. I mean, people work really hard to get films off the ground, and it's not an easy process. And I appreciate every British film that comes out.
Yeah, 100%.
Great. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What's going on, Mickey?
Nothing, Pat, it's all right.
This doesn't look like nothing to me. You tell Billy Evans. I'll be seeing him.
Need a driver?
So what's your favourite British gangster flick? Tweet us your thoughts at The Real Film Show, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Top Dog is in cinemas tomorrow and yours to own at home on the 26th of May. Thanks for watching.